UFOs around the world. Introduction. Across every continent and culture, the skies have sparked wonder, fear, and enduring mystery. From the deserts of Arizona to the highlands of Scotland, from Japan's ancient chronicles to modern-day encounters in South America, reports of unidentified flying objects transcend political borders, belief systems, and historical eras. The phenomena is not exclusive to any single country or community. It is a global enigma that has persisted throughout human history. UFOs around the world delves into the shared, timeless experience with the unknown, uncovering astonishing accounts of sightings, close encounters, and official investigations that span centuries. This film explores how cultures interpret the unexplainable, how governments respond to aerial mysteries, and how, despite cultural differences, certain common threads persist in eyewitness testimonies. It examines both well-known incidents that have captured international headlines and lesser-known local encounters that reveal intriguing patterns of activity. The fascination with unidentified aerial phenomena is more than a product of modern imagination. Ancient texts describe fiery chariots in the sky, mysterious celestial visitors, and inexplicable aerial battles. Medieval records recount strange lights and flying objects, while colonial-era documents detail unexplained aerial events witnessed by early settlers and explorers. With the advent of flight, radar, and space exploration, these phenomena have only intensified in frequency and complexity. This film also investigates how technological advancements have shifted the way sightings are recorded and analysed, providing unprecedented levels of detail and verification. From radar operators to airline pilots, from fishermen to astronauts, eyewitnesses come from all walks of life, offering credible and compelling accounts that challenge our understanding of physics and reality. In recent years, the global conversation about UFOs, now increasingly referred to as unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, has shifted dramatically. Governments in the United States, France, Brazil, and beyond have declassified files, released military footage, and admitted to the existence of aerial encounters they cannot explain. Public disclosure has grown, yet countless questions remain unanswered. UFOs around the world aims to piece together the global puzzle, to investigate whether these sightings represent advanced technology, natural phenomena, psychological experiences, or perhaps something more profound, potentially contact with non-human intelligence. Throughout the chapters ahead, we will traverse continents, explore governments' archives, hear from credible witnesses, and examine the historical, cultural, and scientific dimensions of this enduring mystery. In doing so, this film invites you on a journey, not just across the skies, but across the rich diversity of human experience with the unknown. The truth may be elusive, but the search for answers is a journey worth taking, one that reveals as much about ourselves as it does about the mysteries that continue to fly above our heads, unseen and unexplained. Chapter 1: The United States. From Roswell to Revelations. The United States stands as the epicenter of modern UFO culture, where decades of sightings, investigations, and government secrecy have captured imaginations around the world. look at how a single incident in the desert of New Mexico invited a global phenomenon, how the American public and government have wrestled with the unknown, and how recent developments have pushed UFO disclosure from fringe speculation into the mainstream corridors of power. The story begins in the summer of 1947 with the now infamous Roswell incident, when a rancher discovered unusual debris scattered across his property near Roswell Army Airfield. It triggered a chain of events that would change the cultural landscape forever. The US military initially announced they had recovered a flying disc, a term that would soon be synonymous with alien spacecraft. However, within 24 hours, the story was retracted and replaced with the explanation that the debris was from a downed weather balloon. Despite the official clarification, the Roswell incident quickly snowballed into one of the most enduring and debated conspiracy theories in modern history, symbolizing alleged government cover-ups and igniting a worldwide fascination with extraterrestrial visitors. In the wake of Roswell, America experienced a surge of UFO sightings. Media outlets reported mysterious lights and craft spotted across the country. Sensing the growing public interest and concern, the US Air Force initiated a series of formal investigations, starting with Project Sign in 1948, followed by Project Grudge in 1949, and culminating in Project Blue Book from 1952 to 1969. These programs were tasked with collecting, analysing and explaining UFO reports. While Blue Book publicly concluded there was no evidence of extraterrestrial technology, numerous cases remained officially unexplained, and critics accused the government of deliberately downplaying credible sightings to avoid public panic. Throughout the Cold War, UFO sightings were often dismissed as misidentifications of Soviet aircraft or secret US military projects. Yet the Americans' public obsession with UFOs deepened. Civilian organizations like NICAP, National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena, and MUFON, Mutual UFO Network, grew rapidly, investigating thousands of reports and pushing back against official narratives. High-profile cases like the 1961 abduction of Betty and Barney Hill, the 1975 Travis Walton abduction, and the 1980 Rendlesham Forest incident involving US airmen stationed in the United Kingdom became cornerstones of American UFO folklore. Hollywood fueled the fire, bringing UFO lore into mainstream entertainment, with films like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., and Independence Day mirrored public intrigue while shaping popular perceptions of extraterrestrial life. Science fiction television, from The X-Files to Ancient Aliens, further blurred the lines between entertainment and investigative curiosity, ensuring that UFOs remained a fixture in the American consciousness. Yet, it was the revelations of the 21st century that fundamentally altered the UFO landscape in the United States. In December 2017, the New York Times published a bombshell report disclosing the existence of a secret Pentagon program called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, ATIP. Funded with $22 million of black budget allocations, ATIP was tasked with studying anomalous aerial encounters experienced primarily by US military personnel. Alongside the ATIP revelation came 3 declassified videos: Tic Tac, gimbal and go fast, captured by US Navy fighter jets using advanced infrared targeting systems. These videos showcased objects moving in ways that appear to defy the known laws of physics, performing instantaneous accelerations, sharp angle turns, and hovering without visible propulsion systems. This unprecedented release of military footage triggered a new era of openness, moving the discussion from the realm of conspiracy to credible national security concern. Following the 2017 disclosures, former ATIP director Luis Elizondo became a prominent whistleblower, asserting that the US government had more knowledge about UFOs than it publicly admitted. Congressional interest grew rapidly, with bipartisan support for further investigations. In response, the Department of Defense established the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force in 2020, later reorganized into the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, ARROW, tasked with investigating the UAP incidents across military and intelligence channels. In June 2021, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence released a historic preliminary assessment acknowledging 144 UAP encounters between 2004 and 2021, of which only one could be explained. This admission represented a monumental shift in government acknowledgement, confirming that unknown aerial phenomena are regularly observed by trained military personnel and sophisticated tracking systems, with origins remaining unidentified. The momentum continued in 2023 when former intelligence officer David Grush testified under oath to Congress. Grush claimed that the US government had retrieved non-human craft and biological remains of unknown origin, further asserting the existence of clandestine reverse engineering programs shielded from public oversight. His statement sparked global headlines, intensifying public demand for full transparency and accountability. Today, the United States stands at a pivotal crossroads. UFOs, or UAPs, as they are now officially termed, are no longer confined to speculative circles. They are the subject of active congressional hearings, intelligence briefings, and military protocols. High-ranking officials, seasoned pilots, and whistleblowers have stepped forward, breaking decades of enforced silence. The American journey with UFOs reveals a profound narrative arc, from ridicule and suppression to reluctant acknowledgement and ongoing investigation. The great taboo, once relegated to the fringes of society, has stepped into the spotlight, sparking philosophical, scientific, and security-related discussions about humanity's place in the universe. As we stand on the brink of further revelations, the ultimate question remains unanswered. What exactly are these unidentified objects that so often grace American skies? Are they the product of adversarial technology, natural phenomena, or evidence of non-human intelligence? The answers may still be shrouded in secrecy, but one thing is clear: America's UFO story has only just begun, and the coming years may hold transformative truths that could redefine our understanding of reality itself. Chapter 2, United Kingdom, Mysteries in the Skies. The United Kingdom holds a unique and significant place in global UFO history, boasting a rich tapestry of encounters, official investigations, military involvements, and persistent public fascination. Nestled among rolling hills, ancient castles, and bustling modern cities, The skies of the British Isles have consistently delivered some of the world's most compelling and mystifying UFO stories, capturing the imagination of generations. Britain's long history of UFO sightings extends far beyond modern times. Ancient Celtic legends speak of otherworldly beings and mysterious lights in the sky. Medieval chronicles recount accounts of fiery shields and great signs seen above villages, often interpreted as omens. Even during the Industrial Revolution, strange aerial phenomena were recorded by astonished witnesses, showing that the British fascination with the unknown has endured through the ages. The most famous modern British UFO incident occurred in December 1980 in the shadowy depths of Rendlesham Forest, Suffolk. Dubbed Britain's Roswell, the Rendlesham Forest incident involved multiple US Air Force personnel stationed at RAF Bentwaters and RAF Woodbridge. Over several nights, highly trained airmen, including security officers, reported seeing strange lights descending into the woods. Several witnesses, including Staff Sergeant Jim Peniston and Airman First Class John Burrows, approached these lights and reported seeing a metallic triangular craft with strange symbols engraved on its surface. Peniston even claims to have touched the craft, experiencing a profound psychological effect, and later recounting the transmission of binary code during the encounter. Physical traces were left behind, including unusual indentations in the ground, elevated radiation levels, and broken tree branches, with first-hand witnesses maintaining that they encountered something extraordinary. Official files released in the UK under the Freedom of Information Act did little to quell public curiosity, with many documents appearing incomplete or inconclusive, fueling speculation of an ongoing cover-up. Equally shrouded in intrigue is the mysterious Calvine photograph taken in the Scottish Highlands in 1990. Two hikers allegedly captured an image of a large diamond-shaped UFO, accompanied by Royal Air Force fighter jets. The photograph, reportedly handed over to the Ministry of Defence, vanished from public view for decades, only to partially resurface in 2022 when a researcher obtained a print from a retired RAF press officer. While the Ministry of Defence claims to have no further information on the incident, the image remains one of the most tantalising visual records in UK UFO history, with many calling it the clearest photograph of a UFO ever taken. The late 20th century saw a dramatic increase in reports of massive, silent, black triangular craft, seen hovering or gliding over towns and countryside. Dubbed the Black Triangle phenomenon, these sightings often involved low-altitude, slow-moving crafts of enormous size, often witnessed by multiple observers at once. One of the most significant events occurred during the Cosford incident in March 1993, when multiple witnesses, including police officers and RAF personnel, observed a triangular craft making its way across the country. The Ministry of Defence conducted an official inquiry, but ultimately failed to provide a satisfactory explanation, listing the event among the UK's unexplained cases. Beyond these high-profile cases, countless other sightings continue to emerge from every corner of the UK, from the remote Shetland Islands to the bustling streets of London. Ordinary citizens report strange lights, unusual aircraft, and close encounters with unknown aerial vehicles. Regional hotspots such as Bonny Bridge in Scotland, often referred to as the UK's UFO capital, have become legendary for their frequency of sightings, drawing both researchers and the curious alike. Throughout the Cold War, the Ministry of Defence took a keen interest in UFO reports, primarily to determine if they posed a threat to national security. This led to the creation of the UK's dedicated UFO desk, officially known as Secretariat Air Staff 2A. It was tasked with collecting and analysing reports from both military and civilian sources. Over the decades, the MOD amassed thousands of reports, which would later become the focus of intense public scrutiny and freedom of information campaigns. Despite mounting public interest, the MOD officially closed its UFO desk in 2009, declaring that further investigation served no defence purpose. This decision came despite periodic waves of sightings and continued public concern, leading to accusations that the government was prematurely dismissing a subject of legitimate interest. Since the closure, a slow trickle of declassified files has been released, often heavily redacted, offering glimpses into the MOD's secreted investigations, but raising more questions than answers. The UK's mainstream media has also played a pivotal role in keeping UFO discourse alive. High-profile interviews, documentaries and exposés have ensured that the British public remains well-informed and engaged. Figures such as former Ministry of Defence UFO investigator Nick Pope have become household names, offering insider perspectives on the hidden world of government UFO studies. In recent years, the UK's position on UFOs has come under increasing scrutiny, especially in light of developments in the United States, where military footage and whistleblower testimonies have propelled the subject into the mainstream political debate. British UFO researchers, along with segments of the media and the general public, are pressing the government for a renewed commitment to transparency and serious scientific inquiry. Despite official silence, grassroots interest remains robust, with civilian research groups, independent investigators and online communities continuing to gather evidence, analyse sightings and share findings. Conferences, podcasts and public events dedicated to UFOs attract thousands of enthusiasts annually, reflecting a deeply ingrained cultural fascination with the mysteries of the skies. Today, as governments around the world cautiously open their files, the question for the United Kingdom remains pressing. Will Britain follow suit? Or will its skies remain cloaked in mystery? With a rich historical legacy, credible witnesses, and a public eager for answers, the UK stands at a crossroads in the modern UFO discourse. The truth may still be concealed in classified files and forgotten radar tapes, but the quest to uncover it continues with undiminished vigour. Chapter 3: South America. High strangeness under southern skies. South America is a continent rich in culture, history, and some would argue, an unparalleled catalogue of UFO encounters. From dense Amazonian jungles to Andean highlands, reports of strange aerial phenomena have gripped the imaginations of both civilians and military officials alike. This chapter examines some of the most well-known and bizarre UFO cases from South America, revealing a landscape where high strangeness is the norm. In Brazil, the mid-1970s brought one of the most chilling UFO encounters ever documented, Operation Saucer. The Brazilian Air Force launched a covert investigation in 1977 after reports flooded in from the Amazonian island of Colares. Residents reported being attacked by a mysterious flying light, which they described as emitting beams that left burns and puncture wounds on the skin, earning them the local nickname Chupa Chupa, Sucker Sucker. Led by Captain Hollander, the operation collected hundreds of photographs and testimonials. Decades later, declassified documents confirmed the military's serious engagement with the phenomenon. And Hollander himself gave a rare interview before his untimely and mysterious death in 1997. Equally infamous is the 1996 Varginha incident, often dubbed Brazil's Roswell. Residents of Varginha, Minas Gerais, reported seeing strange creatures described as brown-skinned with large red eyes and a pungent odour lurking in the city. Brazilian military and emergency services were reportedly involved in capturing at least one entity, and there were reports of military transport of biological material. The case remains hotly contested, but continues to inspire documentaries, books, and worldwide speculation. Argentina, too, has its share of high-profile UFO encounters. Known for numerous pilot sightings, Argentina's airspace has hosted inexplicable phenomena witnessed by trained observers. In 1965, an Argentine Navy patrol aircraft encountered a large luminous object that hovered before vanishing at incredible speed. More recently, in 2015, a military helicopter pilot and crew reported being followed by a spherical UFO. Argentina's government has periodically opened investigations, reflecting the seriousness with which these reports are taken. Chile stands out globally as one of the few nations with an official government agency dedicated to the study of unidentified aerial phenomena, CIFA, established in 1997 under the Chilean Air Force, investigates reports from both civilian and military sources. The agency has released several high-profile case files, including the 2014 footage of a flying object tracked by a Navy helicopter using infrared cameras, which remains unexplained despite thorough analysis. Across South America, UFOs are not simply a fringe fascination, but a mainstream curiosity, regularly covered by major media outlets and investigated by governmental bodies. The stories emerging from these southern skies continue to intrigue the world, hinting at a mystery that transcends borders and cultures. Chapter 4: Europe. Encounters across the continent. Europe's skies have long been the backdrop for some of the most intriguing and well-documented UFO encounters in modern history. From state-sponsored investigations to mass sightings, European nations have experienced high-profile incidents that have captivated citizens and researchers alike. France leads Europe in official transparency regarding UFO investigations. Since 1977, GAIPAN has operated under the French space agency CNES, tasked with collecting, investigating and publishing reports on unidentified aerial phenomena. France remains one of the few countries where the public can access government UFO files through GAIPAN's online database. Some of the most intriguing cases include sightings by commercial pilots and unexplained objects tracked on radar, reaffirming France's reputation for serious scientific engagement with the mystery. Neighbouring Belgium experienced one of the most significant UFO waves in modern European history. Between 1989 and 1990, a series of mass sightings occurred, with thousands of Belgian citizens, police officers and military personnel reporting large triangular-shaped craft moving silently across the skies. On several occasions, Belgian Air Force F-16 fighter jets were scrambled to intercept these objects, but pilots and radar operators were alike baffled by the craft's sudden, sharp maneuvers which defied conventional aerodynamics. The Belgian UFO wave remains unique due to the government's openness and the volume of radar visual evidence. In the East, Russia's UFO history is deeply entwined with Cold War secrecy. Declassified documents and testimony from former Soviet military personnel reveal decades of strange aerial phenomena sightings, particularly around sensitive military installations and nuclear sites. High-profile incidents such as the Protosvac phenomena in 1977 saw hundreds of citizens witness a glowing object hovering in the sky. Soviet scientists and military leaders took these incidents seriously, leading to secret investigations like Setka, a covert UFO study program. Scandinavia, particularly Sweden, offers its own chapter of high strangeness with the ghost rockets phenomenon. In the aftermath of World War II, starting in 1946, Sweden experienced a wave of unidentified projectile sightings, often seen crashing into lakes, yet leaving no debris. Military investigations failed to explain these incidents, which some suspected were linked to foreign technology, though UFO researchers suggest a more mysterious origin. Sweden continues to be a hub of UFO interest, with numerous civilian and government investigations extending into the present day. Across Europe, the enigma of UFOs remains alive and well, whether through official government studies, mass civilian sightings, or Cold War-era secrets. The continent's skies have long been filled with stories that challenge our understanding of reality. As global interest in disclosure grows, Europe stands as both a repository of historic cases and a vital contributor to the ongoing search for answers. Chapter 5: Asia, Ancient Texts to Modern Mysteries. Asia, the largest and most diverse continent on Earth, offers a fascinating blend of ancient lore and contemporary UFO sightings. Here, myths of celestial visitors intertwine with modern reports of unexplained aerial phenomena, creating a tapestry of mystery that stretches back millennia and continues to evolve in the modern era. In Japan, the legend of Utsuru Bune stands as one of the earliest accounts resembling a close encounter. In 1803, fishermen in Hitachi province reportedly discovered a strange round vessel drifting ashore, containing a mysterious woman with unusual features and unknown writings inscribed on the interior walls of the craft. Scholars continue to debate whether this was a foreign castaway or an early account of extraterrestrial contact, but the legend remains deeply ingrained in Japanese folklore. Modern Japan has also seen a surge of UFO sightings, particularly around Mount Fuji and other sacred sites, with occasional reports making national headlines. China, with its vast territory and ancient history, has its own rich tapestry of aerial mysteries. Historical texts from the Han Dynasty reference flying carts and strange lights in the sky, while modern reports have surged in recent decades. In the 21st century, UFO sightings near sensitive military zones and major cities such as Beijing and Shanghai have prompted government investigations, though details remain closely guarded. Notably, in 2010, at Zhaoshan Airport in Hangzhou temporarily shut down due to an unidentified object detected on radar, sparking widespread speculation and media coverage before authorities classified the incident. Due to strict censorship, many sightings in China remain unreported, though interest among the populace continues to grow. India bridges ancient mythology and modern-day enigma. Ancient Sanskrit epics like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana describe flying machines known as vimanas, said to be capable of interstellar travel and advanced weaponry. Some ancient alien theorists claim these texts point to ancient contact with extraterrestrial beings. And in contemporary times, India has witnessed an increase in UFO sightings, particularly in regions like Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh, often near border areas with military significance. In 2012, the Indian Army reported unidentified objects over the line of actual control, which remained unexplained after joint investigations with astronomers. South Korea, a technologically advanced and highly urbanized nation, has also experienced a growing number of UFO reports. In recent years, civilian groups and online communities have documented strange lights and fast-moving objects in the skies over Seoul and other cities. Some of the most notable sightings have occurred near the demilitarized zone, with soldiers occasionally reporting unexplained aerial phenomena. The combination of advanced surveillance technologies and rising civilian interest suggests that South Korea may emerge as a new hotspot for serious UFO research in Asia. Across Asia, the blend of ancient legends, cultural interpretations, and modern-day sightings creates a rich, complex narrative of the UFO phenomena. From the mythic skies of ancient empires to the restricted airspace of modern superpowers, the mystery remains and continues to intrigue millions. Chapter 6: Africa. Cosmic Mysteries from the Motherland. Africa, often regarded as the cradle of humanity, is also home to a wealth of UFO encounters that span ancient folklore, colonial records, and modern sightings. From rural villages to sophisticated military installations, the continent holds a fascinating, yet often overlooked, chapter in the global UFO narrative. One of the most compelling UFO incidents in Africa took place in 1994 at the Aerial School in Rua, Zimbabwe. On a bright September morning, over 60 school children aged between 6 and 12 reported seeing a silver disc land near their playground. The children described beings with large heads, black suits, and piercing eyes who seemingly communicated telepathically, conveying messages about humanity's destructive behavior towards the planets. Investigators like Dr. John Mack, a Harvard psychiatrist, interviewed the children and concluded their accounts were credible and sincere. Decades later, the Aerial School encounter remains one of the most powerful cases of mass witness close encounters, especially because of the consistency of the children's testimonies. Southern Africa, particularly South Africa, has its own robust UFO history. The South African Air Force has been involved in several high-profile UFO engagements, some of which were later confirmed via radar. In 1972, a series of radar-confirmed sightings occurred over the Cape Town area, with military aircraft dispatched to investigate luminous objects, performing impossible aerial maneuvers. Other incidents have involved high-speed chases of unidentified flying objects across restricted airspace. Leaked documents and whistleblower accounts suggest a deeper, unacknowledged interest in the phenomena within South African defence circles. Northern Africa presents a unique blend of ancient alien speculation and modern sightings. Egypt, with its millennia-old pyramids and enigmatic monuments, has been at the centre of ancient astronaut theories, with proponents arguing that certain structures reveal knowledge far beyond the technological capacity of their time. In more recent decades, countries like Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia have reported waves of UFO sightings, especially in desert regions. Pilots and military officials have recounted encounters with bright objects that exhibit non-conventional flight characteristics, sparking localized UFO flaps that capture public imagination. East Africa has also begun to emerge as an area of growing UFO interest. In Nigeria, the nation's vibrant media occasionally reports on strange aerial lights, with a noted increase in sightings over the past decade. In Kenya, various rural communities tell stories of strange lights in the night sky, while occasional modern reports detail low-flying silent craft observed near remote villages. In 2015, a widely publicised incident in northern Uganda described a spinning metallic object hovering over Lake Albert, witnessed by local fishermen and corroborated by regional journalists. Despite the challenges of limited formal investigation and vast rural expanses, Africa's UFO encounters are as rich and complex as anywhere else on the planet. The continent's blend of ancient legends, modern sightings, and unexplainable phenomena represents an untapped wellspring of mystery. As the global disclosure movement gathers momentum, Africa's stories stand ready to contribute their own unique and compelling voice to the universal mystery of unidentified aerial phenomena. Australia and Oceania, vast and remote, have long been home to some of the most compelling and enigmatic UFO encounters. From schoolyard sightings to mysterious disappearances over open waters, the Southern Hemisphere offers a unique and chilling perspective on the global UFO phenomenon. The Westall UFO incident in Melbourne, 1966, remains one of the most significant mass sightings in history. Over 200 students and teachers at Westall High School witnessed a strange, saucer-shaped object hovering and landing near the school grounds. Eyewitnesses described a metallic disc maneuvering silently before vanishing at high speed. Despite official denials and conflicting explanations, the incident continues to fascinate UFO researchers worldwide, with many believing it represents a classic case of a covered-up close encounter. Perhaps even more mysterious is the disappearance of Frederick Valentik over the Bass Strait in 1978. The young pilot reported being followed by a strange aircraft with a shiny metal surface and green light, before all contact was lost. His last recorded words indicated the object was hovering above him. Neither Valentik nor his aircraft was ever found, and the Australian Department of Transport's investigation remains inconclusive. The Valentik disappearance is often cited as one of the most chilling and unexplained aviation mysteries linked to UFO activity. Across the Tasman Sea, New Zealand experienced its most famous UFO event with the Kaikoura lights in 1978. Multiple sightings of bright manoeuvring lights were witnessed by aircrew, passengers and ground radar operators. These lights reportedly tracked and followed aircraft, performing extraordinary manoeuvres. Television crews aboard the planes captured video evidence, and subsequent investigations could not definitively explain the phenomenon, leaving it as an enduring mystery in the annals of UFO history. Further north in Papua New Guinea, the 1959 Father Gill sighting remains one of the most credible close encounter cases. Anglican missionary Father William Gill and over 30 local villagers observed a hovering disc-shaped craft with human-like figures on top. Astonishingly, the witnesses claimed to have waved at the beings and received waves in return. The sighting lasts several hours over 2 consecutive nights, and Father Gill's account has been deemed credible by numerous researchers, making it a landmark case in UFO history. These extraordinary events across Australia and Oceania serve as compelling reminders that unexplained aerial phenomena are not limited to any one hemisphere or culture. The Southern Hemisphere's unique blend of remoteness, indigenous lore, and modern sightings offers a rich tapestry for UFO study, with many mysteries still waiting to be uncovered. Chapter 8: International Efforts and Disclosure Movements. In recent decades, the UFO phenomenon has transcended national borders, inspiring a global movement towards transparency, cooperation, and public disclosure. As governments around the world grapple with unexplained aerial phenomena, grassroots groups and official bodies alike have pushed for an unprecedented sharing of information and collective investigation. Global calls for UFO transparency have grown louder, with citizens, researchers and whistleblowers demanding access to classified files and official reports. The release of US Pentagon videos and subsequent congressional hearings sparked similar debates worldwide, emboldening other nations to reconsider their own secret policies. The United Nations briefly engaged with the topic in the late 1970s and early 1980s, when member states submitted reports of UFO sightings and urged the international body to take a formal stance. Though no sustained United Nations program materialized, the initiative highlighted the global nature of the phenomena and the desire for coordinated investigation. Parallel to these efforts, international CE5 groups have emerged, promoting close encounters of the fifth kind, direct, man-initiated contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. These citizen-led movements utilize meditation, coherent thought, and advanced communication protocols to invite contact with non-human intelligences. CE5 initiatives span continents, drawing practitioners from diverse cultural backgrounds, united by a common goal: peaceful engagement with the unknown. Looking to the future, the path towards worldwide disclosure remains uncertain but hopeful. Increased cooperation between governments, scientists, and citizen researchers is fostering an environment where the UFO question can be addressed openly. International summits, joint research initiatives, and cross-border data sharing represent the next frontier in unraveling one of humanity's greatest mysteries. As the world awakens to the reality that we may not be alone, The international community stands at a crossroads, poised to embrace transparency, understanding, and perhaps a new chapter in human history. Conclusion. From the forests of England to the deserts of South America, from military pilots to school children, UFO sightings are a global phenomenon. UFOs around the world shows that the mystery of the skies is not confined to any one nation. It's a shared human experience. As governments begin to disclose and humanity looks to the stars, the story of UFOs is just beginning.